Okay, college algebra. Test review starts. We did section, now you don't have to review section 3.1 because we did that on the second test. So it's really starting with synthetic division, which is going to be some of the stuff we did in class, which will feel like it's a long time ago because we had 2 weeks of spring break. So let's refresh it. First off, just basic synthetic division. Remember that the number that goes on the outside is the opposite of whatever's under here. So instead of x plus 2, I really put negative 2 there, and I bring all of my coefficients in. The first one comes down, you multiply going up, 1 times negative 2 is negative 2, add going down, 1 times negative 2 is negative 2, add going down, multiply going up, 9 times negative 2 is negative 18, add going down, you get negative 9. So what does this actually mean for our problem when we're dividing? Remember, the leading term is x cubed divided by x, so my leading term should be x squared. This then goes with x. The 9 is going to go with a constant. And then the last one is part of my remainder. It goes over whatever you were dividing by, so I'm going to put minus 9 over x plus 2. I attributed the negative here to the sign in front. So it's just basics here. A reminder, synthetic division should be the easy points on the test, but that's how it works. Now, synthetic division also has other applications, like determining if something is a 0. When they give you a k equals, you don't change the sign on the outside. But this problem in particular, f of x equals 3x to the fourth minus 7x squared plus 8x plus 4, it's important to remember there is a missing term for x cubed, so I need to put the 0 in. You should always make sure to check for that. Even if it's a constant at the end, check for it. So 3 comes down. 3 times negative 2 is negative 6. Add to negative 6. Negative 6 times negative 2 is 12. Negative 7 plus 12 is 5. 5 times negative 2 is negative 10. Add, it's negative 2. Negative 2 times negative 2 is 4. 4 plus 4 ends up being 8. So what does it mean? What does it mean when you don't get 0 at the end? It means negative 2 is not a 0 of the function. In fact, it means f of 2, or f of negative 2, excuse me, is equal to 8. Whatever your remainder is, that's what the function is. If it were a 0, you would get 0 at the end. So this is something that synthetic division can help with. If you forget this 0, you can sometimes end up with a different answer. So you have to be careful. Now you don't really care what's left here. It really just wants to know if it's a 0, so you don't need to put the answer. Now, synthetic division also helps us for factoring, dividing out roots of things that are greater than degree 2, so more than quadratics, which we have our factoring techniques for. So something like 10b, which says list all possible roots then factor. Remember, roots are all the p over q's you've got. Remember, p is the last term, q is the first term, and it's plus or minus. So what are all the factors of 20? 20, 10, 5, 4, 2, and 1. What are the factors of 9? 9, 3, and 1. So what are all my possible roots? There's plenty of them. I'm going to start by dividing by 1. So we'll have plus or minus 1, 2, 4, 5, 10, 20. Now let's divide by 3, plus or minus 1/3, 2/3, 4/3, 5/3, 10/3, and 20/3. And dividing by 9, plus or minus 1/9, 2/9, 4/9, 5/9, 10/9, and 20/9. All of those are plus or minus. Unfortunately, because 20 and 9 don't share any factors, we don't have any ones that are repeats of ones we had before. So that's a lot of things to test. I really just need to find one of them, though, don't I? In order to get this to a quadratic, which I can factor. I would always hope the same thing. Something like 1 or -1 will work. It's hard to say though. I don't think 1 or -1 works for this, so let's just test something. I'm gonna test 5. So bring 5 out front, 9 and -54, 41, 20. So 9 comes down, 9 times 5 is 45. -54 plus 45 is -9. -9 times 5 is -45. 41 plus -45 is -4. -4 times 5 is -20. 0. Math teacher luck, I guess. So what does that mean? That means an x minus 5 factors out, and what's left? 9x squared minus 9x minus 4. Okay, once we get it down to a quadratic, we can use our normal factoring techniques to figure out what this is. So for me, this is the AC method. Remember, we multiply 9 times -4, which is -36, and I'm looking for factors of -36 that add to my middle term, -9. Should be -12 and 3. So this is going to allow me to break my middle term apart, 9x squared minus 12x plus 3x minus 4, and then factor by grouping. So what do 9x squared and -12x share? Share a 3 and an x, and they leave a 3x minus 4. What do 3x minus 4 share? Nothing. So we put a 1 out, times 3x minus 4. And then, since they both have a 3x minus 4, we can pull the 3x minus 4 out front and put what's left, 3x plus 1, next to it. So this whole thing factored into 3x minus 4 and 3x plus 1. So fully factored, I take that x minus 5 from before and put it next to the 3x minus 4 and the 3x plus 1. Now it's just asking for factors, so we're not going to solve these by setting them equal to 0. We're just going to say f of x is equal to that. So this is the first set of problems to review, so we'll do more next.